critical role tonight for Manchester United, both of them. As Aidan Heaven said, their player of the match. Important as well that Dorgu will get the highlights and the headlines because of his goal, but the clean sheet for Man United, just their second in the Premier League this season.
We said before the game, the second highest scorers in the league. Defensively, they need to sort that out. The goalkeeper is really good. I don't think it's him. But I thought defensively today, I thought they were terrific. Aidan Heaven's a really good player. Really, really good player. He's so calm on the ball, isn't he? Mm-hmm. And I think defensively, physically, in possession. And I thought him and Martinez looked great together. Luke Shaw's had a solid season all season. So I think for United, a clean sheet is everything at the moment. Because at the top of the pitch, they can score.
Yeah. He thanked Dorgu as well for the goal, and then Dorgu said, I didn't know I could hit it like that.
No, it's interesting. Sometimes, your first goal for a big club in Manchester United, it just happens. He even said himself, Dorgu just ran into the space and he's got a really good connection and he's off and running. Scored such an important goal for Manchester. The point I like to look in this goal as well is Anthony Gordon from a Newcastle, but I think his job is the edge of the box. If he stays there, I think he clears us up. I think it's Lewis Hall there, and then it's too late to react. It finds the bottom corner. But
man, he's in there because he's 6'7", so he's meant to win the header. He wins the header, but he doesn't get enough power on it. So I think for Eddie, he'll be a little bit disappointed because I don't think Man United look like we're going to score from open play. But from that set piece, they scored a brilliant goal from Dorgu, who played terrific.
A moment of magic and a worthy match winner. Let's talk about United's setup, because already we'd mentioned that they were playing 4 at the back for the first time this season, and then Casemiro gets substituted.
In the right back position, and then literally they just decided to sit in and defend. I mean, look at that for back 3. They've gone into as a back 6. You got the back 4 plus the 2 wing backs or full backs, whatever you call it, and Cunha and Xerxes at the top there. And they didn't really have an outlet anymore. And I do think it invited a bit of pressure from Newcastle. They just sat in quite deep. And again, you see that line there. I think when you play a back 5, you got to get out. And I don't think United did that. And because Newcastle, all they do is get it wide and cross it. They had 46 crosses. Mm-hmm. 46. I mean, you just become really predictable. I think you just get it wide and cross it. And I thought United with Martinez and Heaven and Euro and I can adapt. And also, obviously, personality is missing some really important players. And I think there's nothing better than having a manager that can say it can be flexible. I think before he didn't want to change it. I think he's shown the past 3 weeks, I'm prepared to change it to get a result, which is credit to him and the players.
Would you have liked to see a little bit of flexibility from the Newcastle United manager, especially when they were chasing the game, especially if you'd said before that United were there for the taking, perhaps playing Wissa and Voltemada together?
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that, especially when you're chasing the goal, and especially what he's just shown there. Owen's a brilliant piece. As he rightly says, Casemiro, after 1 hour, is taken off. And again, it's putting the ball back over to the court of Eddie Howe and his team going, can you break us down? Are you good enough to break us down? And clearly they won't. They weren't good enough to break them down. So it's a real frustration from Eddie Howe and his staff that they couldn't come up with some sort of magic formula to do something. I mean, to even create chances. Le Mans was solid with crosses and things like that, but I don't remember a clear-cut chance that you think, he should have definitely scored. Maybe one ambition, you could say Heaven's diving in, but again, it's a frustrating finish. And Newcastle fans have seen this too many times this season, and it's really sort of winding on the bench. They've got a bunch of kids on the pitch at the end. And Newcastle, with the changes and the players they have in their squad, they have to do better, Jules.
Yeah, Eddie Howe looking disappointed there at the end of those chances we just showed you from Newcastle United. Jekyll and Hyde, away from home, they have won only 1 so far this season, whereas at home it's been a totally different story for them. Another away day nightmare for them, quite frankly. Eddie Howe talking about the fact that they had worked on long throws, and that's how they conceded. So even more frustrating for him.
Yeah, frustrating, small margins. Couple of players, I think Ramsey's got to get tighter on the throw, and we think Gordon's job was to stay on the edge of the box, but then he came alive. Mason Mount was round the back. He probably done the right thing, picked him up. He was a danger as well. But it's just little moments in games. Sometimes you think, we've got still plenty of time to get back into the game, but they didn't. They didn't have quality in front of the goal. They had a lot of possession and a lot of pass completions, all that sort of, I was going to say nonsense, but all the stats were in their favour. But at the same time, it's not big chances they're creating. Le Mans didn't make loads of saves and 6 points, Jules, out of 27. That's damning. They've spent a lot of money in the summer. They've regrouped. They've recruited a lot of top players in the summer as well. And that number is really, really worrying for a team that wants to get back in the Champions League.
Yeah, 46 crosses. You've already mentioned that number. Actually, it's the 4th most in a game so far this season. And Eddie Howe said that if they had scored, he felt they would have gone on and won the game. They just didn't seem like they were going to find a way to put those crosses away.
Do you know, and the best cross of the ball they had was Murphy, and he took him off. and he took off Voltemade at the same time. If you're going to cross the ball 46 times, why take off the lad that's 6'7"? You'd think you'd keep him on so that you can.
Sorry, 6'7". Sorry.
I would love to see, maybe go to, United have got Xerxes at the top of the pitch. He's a striker. He's not going to run away from you. So you got a back 4 in against 1. So you can even go to a back 3, and then you can play 2 up with Vissa and Voltemade. So I don't know. I just think it's too basic to get it wide and just cross it. You know, it needs a little bit more, and I thought United defended all those crosses brilliantly.
Were those perplexing for you as well, those changes?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, again, he'd done that at the weekend against Chelsea. He made 3, took the front 3 off and put 3 fresh sets of legs on again. He mentioned as well in his interview about the physicality. They weren't at the same physicality as they were as Chelsea. He didn't know why that was, or he couldn't put his finger on that. But you could say that about all their away performance, taking Everton out of the equation. You know, the physicalities. The Sunderland game was the last away game. They were horrific, weren't they? And so disappointing for the fans. And it feels that way again. You know, we mentioned before, Old Trafford, Man United, this team, they're not the team of old. They're a team to be got at. People are going to the Old Trafford think we can go there and win now. And depending on that performance, that's the thing. Eddie will be going up the road tonight, like going up, that's not good enough. And the fans will be thinking the same thing. So back to the drawing board, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so misery for Eddie Howe. Quite the opposite for Ruben Amorim, who see his side win at Old Trafford in the Premier League for the first time since October. Here he is. Okay, he says he's covered all of it, doesn't need a press conference. The big question there was about that back 4. It's worked certainly in the first half. Do you think he will be doing it again is the question?
100%. Most important thing is you got to get results. You know, Man United are 5th. That's a Champions League place. We know that now. And I think, you know, at the top of the pitch, they have enough to score goals. They're the second highest scorers in the league. So keep clean sheets. That's been one of the biggest issues. Only 2 clean sheets all season. That is the way forward. Keep a clean sheet. The boy, 1 goal is enough. They're really good on set pieces this season. I think there's an improvement there. And the great thing is Ruben has shown an ability to adapt and tweak things when necessary. And I think that's only a positive for teams, because then you're not as predictable.
Yeah, he said in the first half he felt it was the only way to create more danger.
Yeah, it's interesting because for so long he's been so stubborn and not changing. I'm always going to play 5 at the back. But again, it's maybe give him food for thought that he can change the system. And we're just looking at the next 3 fixtures: Wolves, Leeds and Burnley.
Brilliant.
So it's a real opportunity. I think the next few weeks for Manchester United is hugely important in the sense that the January window opens soon. He sees he's playing with a lot of kids at the minute as well. The people up above, you think, would need to back him as well in the window to try and strengthen.
If they win those 3, you can afford to not get a result against Man City and us because you'll be in a great position. So, you know, after not striking when they had a chance, they've done it today. That's the most important thing.
They certainly have a victory with a stunning goal to win the game for Manchester United over Newcastle United, and a clean sheet to boot as well means they go level on points with Chelsea and Liverpool. Thank you so much for the expert analysis, Shay and Owen. We hope that you enjoy the rest of the football this weekend because there is plenty to come. We are in the